So, picture this. Change. That scary word that tends to make us squirm a bit. Yes, change. That unpredictable, uncharted territory that we often tiptoe around. It's a bit like stepping off the edge of a cliff into the unknown, isn't it? But here's the thing. Life is all about change. It's a constant, unending cycle of evolution, growth, and transformation. And yet, despite its inevitability, we often find ourselves resisting it. Now, why do you suppose that is? Well, let's delve a little deeper. Picture, if you will, a dark, dingy prison cell. It's cramped, it's uncomfortable, but it's all you've known. It's your comfort zone. And then one day the door swings open. Freedom. It's right there for the taking. But instead of embracing it, you hesitate. You recoil. You'd rather stay locked up in your familiar but gloomy cell than step out into the bright, unknown world. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But isn't that what we often do in our lives? We get so comfortable in our own metaphorical prison cells, our routines, our habits, our ways of thinking, that even the idea of change becomes intimidating. We become like the prisoner in Charles Dickens' tale, afraid to embrace the freedom that change can bring. And just like that prisoner, we too can become so cozy in our negativity, so accustomed to our patterns of thinking that even a glimpse of positivity can make us want to retreat. It's as if we've conditioned ourselves to fear the light, to shy away from anything that might disrupt our status quo. But here's the thing, change isn't the enemy. It's the harbinger of growth, of progress, of new possibilities. So, yes, it can be scary, yes, it can be uncomfortable, but it's also necessary, it's a part of life. And the sooner we learn to embrace it, the sooner we can break free from our own prison cells. It's a bit like when we're so cozy in our negativity that even a glimpse of positivity can make us want to crawl back into our comfort zone. Yet it's only by stepping out of our comfort zones that we can truly begin to live. So let's embrace change. Let's welcome it with open arms and see where it takes us. After all, life is a journey, and change is simply a part of the ride. Now let's talk about building a sunny disposition. Imagine crafting a beautiful mosaic. Each piece represents a positive thought, a good feeling, a sunny outlook. You're the artisan and your mind is the canvas. Intriguing, right? Positivity, my friends, is like a hidden treasure. It's buried deep within us, waiting to be discovered. It's a map to a happier, more fulfilled you. But the journey to unearth this treasure begins with one crucial element: desire. You've got to want it. You've got to yearn for that radiant life filled with optimism and cheerfulness. The heart of the matter is, positivity is a choice, and it begins with the desire to see the world in a whole new light. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. The process of cultivating positivity. It's akin to planting seeds in a garden. You prepare the soil, plant the seeds, water them, and then patiently wait for them to sprout. But instead of a garden, you're sowing these seeds in the fertile ground of your mind. Each positive thought, each moment of gratitude, each affirmation of self-love is a seed you plant. And just like a seed, it needs to be nurtured. It needs to be watered with belief and fertilized with action. You've got to believe in the power of positivity and act on it. And here comes the challenging part, practicing. It's not a one-time thing. It's not a do it once and forget about it kind of deal. It's a daily exercise. It's a lifestyle. Just like flexing those muscles at the gym, we've got to exercise our positive vibes. But remember, the beauty of this process lies in its simplicity. It's not about making drastic changes or turning your life upside down. It's about making small, consistent efforts to shift your focus, to tune into the good, to embrace the sunny side of life. It's about waking up each morning and deciding to find the joy, the beauty, the positivity in every moment. It's about cultivating a habit of positivity. And just like any habit, it takes time to develop. But once it does, it becomes a part of you. It becomes your second nature. So let's embark on this journey together. Let's cultivate positivity. Let's build that sunny disposition. Because remember, folks, just like flexing those muscles at the gym, we gotta exercise our positive vibes. Now, who's in charge of our attitude? Well, surprise, surprise, it's us. That's right, folks. It's high time we stop playing the blame game and start taking control of our own attitudes. Imagine, if you will, a ship sailing across the vast ocean. The captain alone doesn't determine the course. It's a collective effort. The wind, the currents, the crew, all have their roles to play. However, the captain is the one who ultimately decides the direction. Similarly, in the voyage of life, we are the captains of our own attitude ships. We can't control the wind or the currents, which in our case could be the circumstances or the people around us. But we can adjust our sails, our attitudes, to reach our desired destinations. It's so easy, isn't it, to point fingers, to blame our bad days on someone or something else. The weather, the traffic, the boss, the spouse, the kids. But what if we stopped for a moment and asked ourselves, what's my role in this? Could it be that our own attitudes are contributing to the storm? Could it be that we're letting the external factors dictate our internal states? Taking responsibility for our attitudes doesn't mean we have to be happy all the time. That's not realistic, nor is it healthy. It means recognizing that our attitudes are not fixed, that they can change, and that we have the power to change them. It means choosing to respond rather than react to the challenges life throws at us. It means understanding that our moods are like the weather. They come and go, but our attitudes, they're like the climate. They're more enduring, more within our control. So why not cultivate a climate of positivity? Why not choose to see the glass as half full rather than half empty? Remember, we're not just passengers on this journey called life. We're the drivers. We're the captains. And as the captains, it's up to us to steer our attitude ships in the direction we want to go. So, let's stand tall at the helm, let's adjust our sails, and let's embrace the journey with positivity and grace. It's time to take the reins and own up to our own happiness. So, are you ready to take charge? So, here's the deal. Focus on the good stuff. Life, with all its complexities, offers us a myriad of experiences, some sweet, some bitter. But what if we told you that the choice is yours? That you can decide to savor the sweetness and let the bitterness serve as a learning curve? You see, life is like a grand buffet, full of different dishes. Some might not be to your liking, but there are always those that make your taste buds dance. You can choose to grumble about the dishes you don't like, or you can relish the ones that make you happy. It's all about perspective. Now, this doesn't mean ignoring the less pleasant aspects. It's about acknowledging them, understanding them, but choosing not to let them overshadow the good. Think of it this way. A cloudy day doesn't mean the sun isn't shining. It's just temporarily obscured. Becoming an expert finder of the good stuff is a bit like treasure hunting. You start noticing the little joys, the small victories, the moments of quiet contentment, the warm cup of coffee in the morning, the sound of laughter, the satisfaction of a job well done. These are the treasures waiting to be found. And when you start focusing on these, you'd be surprised how they multiply. It's like planting seeds of positivity and watching a garden of happiness grow. The more you water it with your attention, the more it flourishes. Sure, there will be weeds, there will be pests, but by focusing on the flowers, by nurturing them, you ensure they remain the stars of your garden. The weeds, they become inconsequential, lost in the brilliant display of your blooms. Remember, folks, positivity isn't about ignoring the flaws. It's about choosing to see the bright side of things. It's about deciding to focus on the vibrant colors of the rainbow rather than the rain. It's about celebrating the warmth of the sun rather than complaining about the heat. So gear up, put on your positivity hats, and start seeing the world in all its sunny glory. Let's embark on this journey together. A journey of focusing on the good, and let's see how our lives transform.
What's your next step towards greatness? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's inspire each other to reach new heights. Until next time, keep striving, keep growing, and keep believing in the power of your dreams.